Zamru Adonai Bechinor Bechinor Vekol Zimra Zamru Adonai Bechinor Bechinor Vekol Zimra Zamru Adonai Bechinor Bechinor Vekol Zimra Zamru Adonai Bechinor Bechinor Vekol Zimra. Let the strings fill our spirits, let the trumpets blare about. Let us all come together, rise up and shout. Zamru Adonai Bechinor Bechinor Vekol Zimra Zamru Adonai Bechinor Bechinor Vekol Zimra. Let the oceans roar with thunder, let the rivers clap their hands, let the mountains sing your praises throughout the land. Zamru Adonai Bechinor Bechinor Vekol Zimra Zamru Adonai Bechinor
Some days worry, some days glad, some days more than make you mad. Some days more than shine. When you see what's coming on down the line. Some days you say, not me, never. Some days you say, bless God forever. Some days you say, curse God and die. And the day comes when you wrestle with that line. Some days tussle, and some days groan, and some days don't even leave a bone. Some days you hassle all alone. I don't know, sister, what I'm saying, nor to no man if he don't be praying. I know that love is the only answer, and the tightrope lover the only dancer. When the lover comes off the rope today, the net which holds him is how we pray, and not to gods unknown, but to each other. The falling mortal is our brother. Some days leave, some days grieve, some days you almost don't believe. Some days believe you, some days don't. Some days believe you, and you won't. Some days worry, some days mad, some days more than make you glad. Some days more than shine. Witnesses coming on down the line. Witnesses coming on down the line. Hashkivenu Adonai, Eloheinu leshalom, v'hamidenu shomreinu lechayim. Hashkivenu Adonai, Eloheinu leshalom, v'hamidenu shomreinu lechayim. Grant us, God, a place to rest beneath life renewed. Bring us peace and holiness. Hashkiveinu, 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 Hashkiveinu. Adonai, you blessed us with a soul to craft and change the world. Each night we dream of better things to come. We pray for peace, our work is never done. Hashkiveinu Adonai, Eloheinu leshalom, v'hamidenu shoreinu lechaim. Grant us, God, a place to rest beneath the shelter of your truth. Give us strength and wholeness, a place of refuge for our youth. Comfort us as we are blessed. Raise us up to life renewed. Bring us peace and holiness. Hashkiveinu, 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 Hashkiveinu. Baruch atah Adonai, haporei sukkah is powerful. My voice can change the world. I have a voice. My voice is powerful. My voice can change the world.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
Happy Father's Day weekend. Usually people always think of Father's Day as just Father's Day and not a Father's Day weekend, but at Temple Emmanuel, we're making it Father's Day weekend.
You deserve it.
Thank you. I also like to wish a happy Juneteenth. Today is the day that slavery truly ended in this country. So we're going to have a couple of readings that talk about Juneteenth. We're going to have some nice reflections on our fathers, and we're going to join together this Shabbat to bring peace into our lives and to bring ourselves away from the world a little bit, but also bring ourselves headfirst into the world at the same time. So let's sing how happy we are to be all together.
Hine ma tovu manayim, shevet achim gam yachad. 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 Hine ma tovu manayim, shevet achim
We begin with a little bit of singing to get our bodies vibrating, to get us coming together like Hine ma tovu manayim, shevet achim gam yachad. How good it is for us to be together, even if we're in the sanctuary here and you're in your living room or your bedroom or your den or your backyard, or you might actually be sitting in your car watching the service. Hopefully, we can come together and bring our hearts together as one. But we need to light the candles first. So we need to go to Pete and Hope into their home and light the candles with them this evening.
Welcome to our home. We're so glad you could come. We're just about ready to light the candles for Shabbat. Please join us. Hi, I'm Hope Stevens.
And I'm Pete Siegel. Let's light the Shabbat candles and do the blessings together.
We light the candles to honor Shabbat and to bring light to our homes.
But let them also light a path to justice for those who have been denied justice and opportunity for so long.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav, v'tzivanu lahadlik ner shel Shabbat. Shabbat shalom, everyone. Shabbat shalom.
Thank you for bringing us into your home, Pete and Hope. Thank you very much for bringing us into your home to light the candles and to get Shabbat started. As we move towards our Chazarat HaShavua, we think about still those people who are unequal, who are not receiving the same benefits that many of us do receive being members of this country. And so we commemorate Juneteenth with our Chazarat HaShavua and this special prayer. Creator of life, source of compassion, your breath remains the source of our spirit, even as too many of us cry out that we cannot breathe. Lovingly created in your image, the color of our bodies has imperiled our lives. Black lives are commodified, yet devalued, imitated but feared, exhibited but not seen. Black lives have been pursued by hatred, abandoned by indifference, and betrayed by complacency. Black lives have been lost to the violence of the vigilante, the cruelty of the marketplace, and the silence of the comfortable. We understand that black lives are sacred, inherently valuable, and irreplaceable. We know that to oppress the body of the human is to break the heart of the divine. We yearn for the day when the bent will stand straight. We pray that the hearts our country will soften to the pain endured for centuries. We will do all we must to bind up the wounds, to heal the shattered hearts, to break the yoke of oppression. As the beauty of the heavens is revealed to us each day and each week, may each day and week reveal to us the beauty of our common humanity. And we say, Amen. Let us reflect on that as we begin our Chazarat HaShavua, our review of the week. Here we go. Shalom Aleichem, Malachei Hasharet. Shalom Aleichem, Malachei Elyon. V'melech Malchei Amlachim.
Hakadosh Baruch Hu.
HaKadosh Baruch Hu. V'melech
Malchei Amlachim. Hakadosh Baruch Hu. Boachem leshalom. Malachei hashalom. Boachem leshalom. Malachei elyon.
V'melech Malchei Amlachim.
Hakadosh Baruch Hu.
HaKadosh Baruch Hu. V'melech Malchei Amlachim.
Hakadosh Baruch Hu.
Baruchuni leshalom.
Baruchuni leshalom. Malachei hashalom. Baruchuni leshalom. Malachei elyon.
V'melech Malchei Amlachim.
Hakadosh Baruch Hu.
HaKadosh Baruch Hu. V'melech Malchei Amlachim.
Hakadosh Baruch Hu.
Zeitchem l'shalom.
Zeitchem leshalom. Malachei hashalom. Zeitchem leshalom. Malachei elyon.
V'melech Malchei Amlachim.
Hakadosh Baruch Hu.
HaKadosh Baruch Hu. V'melech Malchei Amlachim.
Hakadosh Baruch Hu.
La 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 la, la 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 la, la 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 la, la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 ya la la la, V'melech Malchei Amlachim.
Hakadosh Baruch Hu.
HaKadosh Baruch Hu. V'melech Malchei Amlachim.
Hakadosh Baruch Hu.
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 HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Please rise. be seated. As we continue on with the service, we thought we would include Ahavat Olam. And we include this because tonight is a little bit about love of our fathers, and for us fathers, love of our children. And really, it's this idea in this prayer. There was a Hasidic concept that anything that's happening above is mirrored down below, and anything that happens below in this world is mirrored up above amongst the celestial beings. So when it says that that God gives to the people Israel an abundance of love, we take that love inside of us and we put that out to those whom we love.
Ahavat olam, Beit Yisrael, Amcha
Close our eyes now. We take that love, we listen to it, we work with it, and we tie ourselves to the energy in the universe that wants love, that wants peace. taken that love, tied ourselves to it. Now let's take us to, I guess, what could be considered the Juneteenth of the Jews, which is the moment that they really were free after they got to the other side of the Sea of Reeds. The Egyptians gone, free to receive Torah. Here we go. Ya la 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 la. Ya la 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 la. Oh, that's high. Ya la 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 la.
To feel the spirit of freedom.
Ya la 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 la. Mi chamocha ba'elim Adonai, mi kamocha nehtar b'kodesh, mi chamocha ba'elim Adonai, mi kamocha nehtar b'kodesh, Norah Teilot. Oh, say farewell. Ya la 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 la. Ya la 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 la. Who is like you, Adonai? Who is like you, working wonders? Who is like you, Adonai? Who is like you, working wonders? Norah Teilot. Oh, say farewell, you got me chamocha.
Mi chamocha ba'elim Adonai, mi chamocha
working
nehtar
wonders?
b'kodesh,
Who is like you, Adonai? Who is like you, working wonders?
Norah Teilot.
Oh, say farewell. La 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 la. Ya la 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 la. La 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 la. Ya la la la
Ufos aleinu sukkot,
This is so difficult right now as we go to sleep. I'm sure there's so much swirling around in your head as there is in mine. So we ask for this shelter of peace, just like a film to come over us as we lay down, so that when we wake up tomorrow, there's just one more measure of peace in our heart so that we can do the work we need to do to make the world better. Ufros aleinu sukat shlomecha. Ufros aleinu Let's take a deep breath together. In a moment, we will move to the Amidah. And as we move into these prayers, we're going to just sing the first line that you see on the screen there. Adonai, open my lips. Let my mouth declare your glory. Sometimes when we get to this section, we may have an idea of the prayers that we want. But perhaps as we approach tonight, let us go into it with an open heart. Let us go into it thinking that comes to my lips. Let that be enough this evening. We rise together for the Amidah.
I
We're about to sing the Mishaberach prayer. If you'd like to begin to write in names, you may. We ask for refuah shlema, the shlemut, the wholeness we search for is not limited to the physical, but to anything in our lives that keeps us from feeling whole. It could be emotional pain, it could be spiritual insecurity or relationship difficulties. Those kinds of feelings and issues cannot be measured by science or doctors or even our loved ones. It is a feeling, a sense that we are not whole. That no matter what we look on the outside, that doesn't show what's going on the inside of us. Sometimes the affliction of situation or the affliction of predicament leads to an uneasiness that needs a different kind of healing. Let us think about this Mishaberach prayer as a way to move towards wholeness inside and out. A refuah shlema that could be thought of as a recovery to wholeness. To take our fractured selves, whether a physical or spiritual and emotional fracture, and pray for the kind of wholeness that brings about peace in our hearts and our souls. We'll sing the first half of the blessing, and then we'll call out the names of all those that we love and care about that are in need of healing. But we're also going to sing this for each one of us that's feeling a fracture, that's feeling that our hearts are somehow broken at this point. So we sing together, Mishaberach.
Mishaberach Avotenu Mekor Abraham Leimotenu. May the source of strength, who bless the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say, Amen. Coco Hughes, Elaine and Paul Corman,
Amina Huntoon and Vivian Smith, Danny Singer and Sherry Goldstein.
Darcy Kolstad, Ike and Christina Silverhart, Denise Wall, Leo Lithgow, Dan Weston, Denise Butt, Patricia, Holly Lazzarini, Lewis Williams, Steffi Gilbert, Hillary Jordan, Larry Zuckerman, Steve Sharp, Ann Bloxam, Trudy Kallman, Sean Perkin, Al, Jack Olshansky, Hana Leah Bat Hayasura Bat Rachalea, Rafi Shulian, Belle Shapiro, Jerry Shapiro, Michael and Lisa Tudson, Steve Gurder, Larry Stemple and Alan Scobin, Charlotte Sinai, Catherine Russell, Sandy Fleming, Sammy Friedman and Joe Pagani, Lynn Sinai, Ethan Kahn, Hanina Landau, Brian Zussman, Linda Zussman, Jerry Zussman, Liz Georges, Anthony Ogolnik, Simon Ogolnik, Tali Raphael Lopez, Anna Carolina, Marlene and Lillian, Lois Lebman, Harav Yisrael Gadal Ben Batya, Avril Ellenport, Joan Siebert, the Payne family, Elizabeth Goldman, Jacob Arujo, Helene Harris, Gary David, Claude Murati. Mishaberach Lloyd Robinson.
After done talking for these couple of minutes, we are going to continue our celebration of fathers with a video highlighting many of the sons, fathers, and grandfathers that are tied to our congregation. About a month ago, if you remember, we had our Sisterhood Shabbat where we celebrated the mothers of our congregation. And before that and after that, we've been highlighting certain immigration stories. We commemorated those who gave their lives in the armed forces on Memorial Day weekend. We celebrated our teens on that same weekend. Last week, we celebrated Pride Shabbat in honor of our LGBTQ members. The week before that, our services concentrated on Jews of color in our community and our support for racial justice and equality in our country. We commemorated the Holocaust on Yom HaShoah. We remembered the fallen soldiers on Yom HaZikaron, and we celebrated Israel's Independence Day. Cantor Weiss participated in a special song about Yom Yerushalayim, to show our love for the ancient city of our ancestors. And perhaps I neglected to mention that most of us have sheltered in place for what we think has been 100 days because of this COVID-19 pandemic. Every single day, I receive a minimum of 50 emails asking me to support causes from global warming to feeding the homeless and the hungry, to signing petitions, to support Black causes, to keep the arts alive, to support our synagogue. And that list goes on and on and on. I understand a little bit about why the Israelites, when they were asked to go in and search out into the land of Canaan to scout it out, came back with some pessimism. They said the people looked like giants. They said the land was eating up the people, and the cities had huge walls and were incredibly fortified, and that list goes on and on and on. Each one of the causes and issues that's in front of us can appear as if it's a giant. Each one of these causes that's on the forefront of our web pages and inside of our minds, they're all incredibly important. It can be overwhelming. It can be paralyzing. We can be like those scouts who came back and said, we can't do all of it. Or we can be like Joshua and Caleb and say, despite the difficult journey, we can do it. The first week of the pandemic, if you can remember that far back, I spoke on this bima about the idea of patience, savlanut. Here again, it is a worthy value, patience. Because all of the issues today, all of those issues that I spoke about earlier, none of them are a quick fix. Let's have a vigil, write an op-ed, and the world will change tomorrow. The virus isn't going away quickly. 400 years of systemic racism isn't going away this week. Biases against the LGBTQ community isn't wiped away just because it's Pride Month. It would be wonderful if we could say that all those things would be wiped away and gone, but it's going to take a lot longer than that. If we stay the course and we understand that only if we are patient, knowing that Pride Month may not take away everyone's biases, but if one person is changed, we're on our way towards peace. To know that the protests may not bring about the social change we want this afternoon, but if the voices continue to be heard and those voices continue to shout out for a better world, for the whole world to hear, change will occur. It will. We must continue to be like the Israelites who had two things, hope and faith. The hope for a better future and the faith that they will be able to accomplish it with God's help and with the help of each other. We will continue to hope for a better future. We will continue to have faith that humanity desires to be healthier, to leave the world for the next generation better than what it was when we received it from the previous generation. And that hope and that faith leads us to act in accordance with our values, especially that all human life was created with a spark of the holy. Tara Brach, the mindfulness teacher, has a saying, this too. So when we concentrate on one subject on Shabbat, it's not instead of, it's this too, and this too, and this too. It all deserves our energy and our concentration and our action and our support. Life, all of our lives, are full of layers. We live in a space between laughing and mourning, celebrating and commemorating. It's all this too. It's not this and not that. I like to think of it through a phrase that was said by Gandhi. Quote, "1,000 candles can be lighted from the flame of one candle, and the life of that candle will not be shortened. Happiness can be spread without diminishing that of yourself." So tonight, we shine the light of our love upon our fathers, upon those men that have influenced our lives for the good, and who made us who we are today. Let us join together in that celebration on this too.
We are gifts and we are blessings. We are His story in song.
Sometime after my dad had passed away, I had the opportunity to start learning Talmud. To my surprise, there I found my dad. I learned my dad spoke like a Talmudic scholar, carefully examining every facet of whatever was being discussed. He didn't talk about the Talmud, he talked like the Talmud. For many people, the Talmud is a complex, even ponderous work that is best left to the hardy or the foolish. For me, whenever I hear anyone studying the Talmud, I hear my dad, coolest dad ever.
And not last. The door vador nagid golecha.
He always made the best potato latkes every Hanukkah. So that was like his signature dish. And we'd all stand around while he'd cook like literally hundreds of latkes, and we'd just eat them like savages hot off the press.
Looking back on the journey that we carry.
On a very warm and humid evening, my dad said, "Let's go get Dairy Queens for all the kids on the street." My mom warned my dad that the ice cream would melt all over her car. She had no air conditioning. Well, she was right. There was ice cream all over her car, except in the cones where it was supposed to be.
We are children of your way, and the words that bring us meaning we will have the strength.
He loved a good book, a good meal, and time with his family. He gave the best bear hugs and hand squeezes ever. He was a very positive guy, but he did not shy away from big world problems. And he and my mom were very active in giving to Jewish causes in the University of Southern California. And Dad's philosophy was always try to leave the world with a few more pluses than minuses.
These lips will praise your name.
He was a first-generation American. He grew up in Chicago, went to IIT in spite of a lot of discrimination, and became a Chicago architect. He specialized in restaurants and food service facilities, and he was a really terrific dad.
Generation to generation, the door of our door, these lips will praise your name.
I put those pictures together and I see it right here, and I can't help but get teary-eyed, especially when you see Jordan with little Ronan, who's 2 weeks old. That was him in the hospital 2 weeks ago. So I'm a little verklempt. So let's go to our president's message and go to Myra for her announcements.
Hi, I'm Myra Lurie, one of your Temple co-presidents, here on behalf of Scott Stone, Jeff Wharton, and Kristen Jameson. Thank you very much for being with us, and thank you to our amazing clergy, Rabbi Aaron and Cantor Weiss, for a beautiful service that was so meaningful and such a wonderful way for us all to connect on this Friday night. Just a reminder that you can also join us on Saturday mornings for Shabbat morning at Emmanuel. That's 10 o'clock right here on Facebook and YouTube. And it'll be followed by a Torah study on Zoom at 11:30. Also want you to mark your calendars, please, because our upcoming annual congregational meeting is scheduled for Sunday, June 28th at 1 p.m. It's going to be on Zoom this time, but it'll still give you an opportunity to come and listen to our clergy, our lay leadership, learn more about our temple, and vote for board of director members. And I'm sorry it's going to be on Zoom this time, and next year I pray that we'll all be in person and having a deli platter together. Also very excited that we're launching our 2 summer camps this week. They're called Genesis, and you can get more information on yourgenesis.org. Genesis is both a conservatory and a laboratory experience for kids between the ages of 7 and 13, and we also have Genesis Junior for the little kids between the ages of 4 to 6. And it's virtual, so there's going to be some great programming, some amazing teachers, and so invite your friends and family from anywhere. Everybody can join online. I'd also like to take a moment to express my gratitude for the wonderful people who work behind the scenes at Temple Emmanuel to make everything work so well. So thank you, Executive Director Matt Davidson, our Director of Security, Robert Amaro, our very hardworking custodial and maintenance staff, as well as Daniel Tater, our guru for audio-visual live stream, who makes all of this happen. And how verklempt are you after that beautiful Father's Day video? I want to thank Rabbi Aaron for making it, for everybody who participated in it. Happy Father's Day to you, Rabbi Aaron, to all of you out there, and a special shout out to those new daddies out there, including Rabbi Adam Lutz and Rabbi Basson's husband, Jordan Reamer, the new father of Ronan. And finally, it's one of our cops' birthdays, so a big birthday shout out to Kristen Jameson, who worked so hard for all of us. Happy birthday, Chris. and a Shabbat Shalom to all of you. Thank you for being with us tonight.
Thank you very much, Myra. I am no longer verklempt. Are you still verklempt from that?
Just a little bit.
A little bit.
I like saying verklempt.
We turn to Aleinu, and then we will be moving to Kaddish, and we'll ask you after Aleinu to start writing in the names for that. So we sing now of the future being peaceful.
עלינו לשבח לאדון הכל, לתת גדולה ליוצר בראשית, שהוא נוטה שמיים ויוצר הארץ, ומושב יקרו בשמיים ממעל, ושכינת עוזו בגבהי מרומים, הוא אלוהינו רענון, ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא.
If you'd like to begin to write in those names of those people that you care about that have passed away, then please start writing them in now. As we begin Kaddish Yatom, this is a Kaddish reading for Black Lives for this Shabbat of Juneteenth. Is this the one that I had? Excuse me. It's actually the same one that I read before. We didn't realize it. We took these from two different sources, but it is worth hearing again.
Yeah.
Creator of life and source of compassion, your breath remains the source of our spirit, even as too many of us cry out that we cannot breathe. Lovingly created in your image, the color of our bodies has imperiled our lives. Black lives are commodified yet devalued, imitated but feared, exhibited but not seen. Black lives have been pursued by hatred, abandoned by indifference, and betrayed by complacency. Black lives have been lost to the violence of the vigilante, the cruelty of the marketplace, and the silence of the comfortable. We understand that black lives are sacred, inherently valuable, and irreplaceable. We know that to oppress the body of the human is to break the heart of the divine. We yearn for the day when the bent will stand straight. We pray that the hearts of our country will soften to the pain endured for centuries. We will do all we must to bind up the wounds, to heal the shattered hearts, and to break the yoke of oppression. As the beauty of the heavens is revealed to us each day, may each day reveal to us the beauty of our common humanity. Amen. As we begin to say Kaddish, we remember these members of our community who have died in the last month, whose families are commemorating Shloshim: Grace Green, Maury Sine, and Dan Schwarzkopf. The names that you have written in.
Bess Lurie, Martha White, Charles Spokane, Sylvia Zussman, Joan Kecker, Barbara Payne, Claudia Basha, Janice Pocross, Parvin Hakakian, Jordan Buckner, Jennifer Eisenberg, Julie Stock, Richard and Nona Raphael, Christy Bradley, Charles Kolstad Jr., Mike Hughes and newborn Hughes Wilson,
Rami Wernick,
Myrtle Hayes, Leona Achik, Bill Crow, Norman Levinson,
a name that should have been mentioned last week was Gordon Tishkoff. Do we have other names?
Elizabeth Payne says all of those who died in slavery.
We also recall all of those that have no one to say Kaddish for them, those lost in the Holocaust, those lost in the years of slavery in this country, those lost in the violence of recent times. We take all those lives into our hearts and we say Kaddish Yatom together. Yitkadal v'yitkadash shemei Rabbah, be'alma divrah chirutei v'yamlich malchutei, b'chayechon v'yomechon v'chayei dechol beit Yisrael, ba'agala u'vizman kari v'imru amen. Yehei shemei Rabbah mevarach le'olam u'lolmei almaya, yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh, v'yithadar v'yit'aleh v'yithalal shemei dekudesha b'rechu, Le'elam min kol birchata v'shirata, tushbechata v'nechamata, damiran be'alma v'imru amen. Yehi shalom rabba min shemaya, v'chayim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. Oseh shalom b'mromav, hu yaseh shalom, aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael ve'al kol yoshvei tevel v'imru amen. May the one who creates harmony on high bring harmony between us, between all of Israel, between the entire world. And we say,
Amen.
Amen. If you'd like to sit at home, you may. We're actually going to stay standing. And we have a final song that was written by Ilana Arian. That's about, you heard it at the very beginning of the service. I have a voice. To kind of go back to what I was talking about before, we need to continue to make our voices heard. We need to continue the fight for all injustice. And so this song originally was written at Kutz Camp. Kutz Camp was the nifty youth reform camp where they taught, they teach song leading and they teach liturgy. It's one of those camps for Jewish youth group kids, high school kids. Actually, I went there in the 70s, and that's where I learned how to really actually play guitar. So, and that was the first time I ever really became verklempt. But, and also where I learned how to have a voice. So as we sing this, we sing it with the youth in mind to make sure that, that their voice is also heard.
You guys will please repeat after me, sing with Rabbi Aaron as we close this service. I will open my eyes.
I will open my eyes.
I will not look away.
I will not look away.
I will use this gift I've been given every day.
My voice is powerful. My voice can change the world.
I have a voice.
myself.
I will reach out my hand.
I will reach out my hand.
I will use this heart I've been given to take a stand. I have a voice. My voice is powerful. My voice can change the world. I have a voice. My voice is powerful. My voice can change. I have a voice. I have a voice.
My voice is powerful.
My voice can change the world. I have a voice. My voice is powerful. My voice can change the world.
Baruch atem b'voachem. Baruch atem b'tzeitchem. You were blessed as you came into this virtual house. May you be blessed as you go forth.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom. Happy Juneteenth. And happy Father's Day.